Good morning, I'm Barbara, and welcome to Barbara's Bulletin. Today we're focusing on a significant development in French politics. Former French President Nicolas Sarkozy has proclaimed his innocence at an appeals trial over allegations that he sought Libyan financing for his 2007 election campaign. This case has been making headlines globally, and it's essential to delve into the details with fairness and balance. Sarkozy, who served as president of France from 2007 to 2012, was found guilty by a lower court in September of seeking funding from Libya's Muammar Gaddafi for his campaign. He was sentenced to 5 years behind bars, but only served 20 days before being released, pending appeal. Sarkozy has consistently denied any wrongdoing. The trial revolves around allegations that Sarkozy's aides struck a deal with Gaddafi, promising to help improve the Libyan leader's international image after deadly bombings, including the Pan Am Flight 103 bombing over Lockerbie in Scotland, and the UTA Flight 772 bombing over Niger. Relatives of those killed in these incidents have spoken about their ordeal during the appeal trial. Sarkozy took the stand, stating, "You can only respond to such indescribable suffering with truth, but you cannot repair suffering with an injustice. I am innocent." His wife, Carla Bruni, was present in the courtroom during his testimony. The appeal trial is set to continue until June 3rd, with a verdict expected later. It's crucial to note that Sarkozy has faced multiple legal cases since leaving office and has already received 2 definitive convictions in other cases. This ongoing saga highlights the complexities of political and judicial processes in France and beyond. We will continue to follow this story closely and provide updates as more information becomes available. For now, it's a reminder of the importance of due process and the rule of law in democratic societies. We'll be right back with more of today's top news on Barbara's Bulletin. Welcome back to Barbara's Bulletin. We're continuing our conversation about the world of art and politics, where sometimes the two intersect in unexpected ways. Today, we're focusing on a story that's making headlines in Spain and beyond. It's about Pablo Picasso's iconic painting, Guernica, and a request by the Basque regional government to borrow the piece for an exhibition at the Guggenheim Museum in Bilbao. As you may know, Guernica is a powerful anti-war statement created by Picasso in response to the bombing of the town of Guernica during the Spanish Civil War. The painting has been housed at the Reina Sofia Museum in Madrid since 1992, and it's considered one of the museum's crown jewels. The request to borrow Guernica has sparked a heated debate, with some arguing that the painting is too fragile to travel, and others claiming that it's a national treasure that belongs to all Spaniards, not just those in Madrid. The president of the Madrid governing body, Isabel Díaz Ayuso, has weighed in on the issue, saying that it makes no sense for everything to be returned to its origin, and that it represents a provincial mindset when culture is universal. On the other hand, Basque Nationalist Party leader Aitor Esteban has accused Ayuso of being provincial herself, suggesting that her views on national identity are narrow-minded. The Basque regional president, Imanol Pradales, has formally requested that the painting be loaned to the Bilbao Museum to mark the city's 90th anniversary. As an art lover and a journalist, I'm intrigued by this story because it raises important questions about cultural ownership, national identity, and the role of art in society. Should Guernica be considered a national treasure that belongs to all Spaniards, or is it a regional artifact that should be preserved and celebrated in its place of origin? We'll continue to follow this story and bring you updates as more information becomes available. In the meantime, I'd love to hear from you, our listeners. What do you think about the request to borrow Guernica? Should the painting be loaned to the Guggenheim Museum in Bilbao, or should it remain at the Reina Sofia Museum in Madrid? Share your thoughts with us on social media using the hashtag Barbara's Bulletin. And now, let's take a brief look at another story that's making headlines in the art world. the German artist Thomas Zipp has passed away, leaving behind a legacy of critically acclaimed installations and paintings that challenge our perceptions of history, politics, and human nature. Welcome back to Barbara's Bulletin. As we wrap up today's show, let's take a look at the latest developments in the Middle East. The World Health Organization has suspended its medical evacuation operations in Gaza after a contract worker was killed in a security incident. This comes as tensions between Israel and Hamas continue to escalate, with both sides accusing each other of violating the ceasefire that took effect last October. According to reports, the WHO had been evacuating patients from Gaza to Egypt via the Rafah crossing, but these operations have now been put on hold until further notice. The organization's chief, Dr. Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus, has called for the protection of civilians and humanitarian workers in the region. Meanwhile, the U.S.-backed Israeli assault on Iran has led to a significant reduction in the flow of aid and commercial goods into Gaza. Israel has reopened border crossings, but the number of trucks entering the territory has fallen short of the agreed-upon 400 per week. This has exacerbated the humanitarian crisis in Gaza, where thousands of people are still displaced and in need of assistance. In a related development, Hamas has rejected calls for disarmament, with its military wing spokesperson Abu Obaida stating that the group will not make concessions to Israel at the negotiating table that Israeli forces failed to extract on the battlefield. The U.S.-led Board of Peace has been pressing Israel to uphold its commitments to the October ceasefire agreement, including allowing more trucks to enter Gaza. As the situation continues to unfold, it's essential to remember the human cost of this conflict. Civilians, including women and children, are bearing the brunt of the violence, and it's crucial that all parties involved work towards a peaceful resolution. That's all for today's Barbara's Bulletin. Remember to like, share, and subscribe, and until next time, stay engaged.